Hey YouTube, this is Leon from Playbook. Today we're going to talk about enterprise sales for startups, or as some of you might say, B2B sales or business to business. So basically, you're a business, even if it doesn't feel like it in your little studio apartment, and you want to sell your product or service to another business. Well, why should you do that? Well, to make some dollars. I mean, make the world a better place. Calling up Coca-Cola and telling them about your little buggy enterprise social network probably won't get you the results. That's why we asked Flo Eberhardt, founder and sales coach, about what skills you really need to get started. And if you want to learn more about product design and entrepreneurship, click on the link below and download our brand new app Playbook. And now let's jump right into it. Cola. And telling them about your little shitty software.
So the most common misconception about sales is selling is manipulating. But that's not true. Actually, where does that come from? That comes from the last 40, 50, 60 years where companies incentivized big sales teams with commission only to really trick people and to sell, to really manipulate people to sell more. So because the attention, the focus was on the salespeople. How can I make more money? How can I get more? How can I make more sales? That actually got the whole society thinking, okay, sales is manipulating. But I want to invite you, and actually the best salespeople nowadays, they do it. The best companies nowadays, they do it. I want to invite you to think more customer-centric. Put yourself into the shoes, into the mind of the customer, and ask yourself, before every sales conversation, before every sales text you write, or before every email, before every call, ask yourself, what is the value that I can bring to this customer right now? How can I help him? How can I help this prospect? And you as a salesperson, if you're a salesperson, you can do much more than just the product, just the service you're selling. You can just bring a smile to the face to the prospect. That's already value. You can invite them, you can introduce them to someone, give them some intros, give them some value outside of the box, okay? And that builds rapport, that helps you to really pursue the sale and helps you to go further. So the key takeaway here is ask yourself first, what is the value you can bring to the prospect? And then sales is not manipulating anymore. And changing this mindset is really helping you to pursue and really persevere into sales. Every sales pitch sucks. Well, the definition of a sales pitch is it's a line of talk, it's a line of words that with the attempt to persuade someone into sales with a proper sales strategy behind it. Well, in of itself, that means it's not focused on the customer. In of itself, it's like you don't have any information about a customer in the sales pitch, in the definition of a sales pitch. So every sales pitch in of itself sucks if you don't acquire the proper information prior to that. So I want to invite you to ask yourself first the question, what are the problems my prospects, my potential customers have? Like, it doesn't matter if it's super close on what you're doing or if it's something you can help them outside of your product, okay? So ask yourself, what are the problems your customers have, your potential customers have? Make a list, do a brainstorming list. Go outside and just brainstorm. Then after this, you take another list, another sheet of paper, and you write down a list of all how-tos you can solve. You in your product, you as a salesperson and your product and your service can solve all these problems for your customers. So you have these two lists. And then if you go, basically this list is your sales pitch. And then you go into the sales conversation. Then all you have to do is to ask right questions. Ask questions about the problems. You already thought about the problems, so it's easier for you to ask them. You ask them, once you found them, okay, then you already know what you say because you already thought what are the how-tos to solve these problems, okay? So, quick takeaway, do two lists. What are the problems of your customers and how you can solve them? What are your how-tos to solve them? That's your sales pitch, which works much better than anything what you have before. Most people have way too much empathy, but in sales you need to deal with rejection. And too much empathy holds you back. Especially here in Europe, people are trained and society demands you to have a lot of empathy and to think about what other people around you think. And while that's good, it helps you to survive in society, that's nice. But in sales, you need to deal with rejection. And if you have too much empathy, you just hold yourself back and you don't do proper sales, what you actually can do. So here are 4 steps you can do to overcome this, to train your rejection armor, to really train to get to deal better with rejection. So the first one is really change your mindset. We talked about this in the private lesson. Change your mindset about sales. Sales is not manipulating. Sales is about how can you bring value to the customer, to the prospect. Okay. So second, change your state. Stand up, go. If you sit down, stand up and dial with a smile, or just really visualize some frantic conversation before and really just change your state. Do 10 push-ups. Do what it takes to really change your state. Third, you change your goal. Okay? For the first call, for the first email, for the first contact, your goal shouldn't be, oh, I'm gonna close this person. This puts too much stress on you, and you will fail. Like only very, very small number of first call gets to the close. So change your goal. Change your goal is the first call, the first contact is just building trust, building rapport, getting to know the customer and qualifying them, see if you can actually bring value to them. And fourth, practice. Have some habits and really practice that over and over again. So key takeaways, be empathetic, persevere, and these 4 steps. Change mindset, change state, change goal, and practice. The best way to actually test a market, test your product on the market, is to sell first and build it second. And sell here actually means to charge for it. Get some money, get some discounted money for your product. So you don't have to build your product in the cage. You don't have to build your product and then bring it out and then see, oh, the market is actually not there, or the market doesn't need it and I have to adapt and change it. You can actually just go out already and sell it. Talk to customer, create a minimal pitch, talk to them, ask questions, solve their problems, then bring it back in and solve it. But charge for it, because there's a difference between just asking, oh, are you interested? Do you want to be a free user, or actually have people to buy for it, to actually commit for it? Because then you know there's actually a market. So there's plenty of examples. There's Kickstarter, whole crowdfunding campaign, whole crowdfunding scene is actually built upon that. You sell first, then you deliver seconds. Even big companies like Tesla, they sell thousands of cars before they actually build it, before they actually can build it. So you get money beforehand, you have a commitment, you know the market, and you actually really know, all right, this is something I must do now. So let's break it down. Quick example. If you want to do a SaaS product, if you have an idea, okay, that's a SaaS product I want to do. So how do you do it? You go out there, you talk to potential customers and tell them, hey, we have this thing, we are about to build it. We bring in 10 first customers for a discounted lifetime price. And if you commit now, you have the discounted lifetime price, and then we build it for you. You will deliver it in a month, 2 months time. That's basically the way how you do it. So sell first and build second. 80% of sales are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. But only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Well, most salespeople, they miss out because they should be able to make more contact points, then they would close more, then they would sell more. So why is that? And I know it for myself. I do not, sometimes, especially when I started out, I was lacking follow-ups. I still do. And this is the key component you have to do. You have to follow up, you have to be consistent into it. But how to do that? And I thought a long time, and I figured, hey, you got to have some certain habits that helps you to really follow through, to really follow up. You have to set up certain sales habits that really push you. And these habits you have to implement it yourself. Quick example, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 30 minutes a day, do it either daily for a month or 2 months in a row, and just commit to sales. Just commit to cold calls, commit to writing emails, commit to follow-ups, sales activities, and block that in your calendar. Quick example how my calendar looks like. The morning, after my morning practice, I start with the hardest task first. I have a block there, and these are the hardest tasks first. So I do the calls I don't want to do, I do the follow-ups I don't want to do, and I do that first. Then I have everything done. My day and myself, I'm feeling much better, and I have everything done. Everything else in the day is then a bonus. So commit to a certain time frame and do that. And it's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym for 5-6 times a week and do that for a couple of weeks, it comes easy, it comes natural. Even you miss something, you lack something if you don't go to the gym. But if you then go to a break, Let's say you go to a holiday and you don't go to the gym for a couple of weeks. Then getting back in, this is hard. And that's the same with sales habits. Starting is hard. Once you're doing it, it comes easy. Then it's a habit. So consistency is key, and build your habits and commit to it.
We had an amazing time shooting this playbook with Flo. If you want to learn more about software sales and get tips and tricks, go to his website, startyoursales.com, or connect with him on LinkedIn. So what do you guys do to get into this vibrant, positive state? For me, it's turning up music, putting a good house music song on, and getting the headphones on. Comment below on what technique works best for you. Is it push-ups, is it visualizations, or is it maybe music as well? And if you want to learn more about product design and entrepreneurship, subscribe to this channel right now and go on watchplaybook.com to download our brand new app. See you next time. Ciao. See you next time. Ciao. See you next time. Ciao. See you next time. Are we still rolling? Click here.
Subscribe.
Right there. Click there. See you next time. Ciao.